Hey, Chase here with Own Boise, and today we're going to be reviewing the market dynamics through the end of January 2023. I know this video is way too long and you will not watch the whole thing, so here's what you need to know. Top 3 things. Number 1, inventory is down. Number 2, pendings are actually up quite a bit. And number 3, prices are flat. So if you want to find out more about that, watch the rest of this video. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the numbers. We've got our report for Ada County, which is, Boise and the surrounding cities. And we're going to dive into the inventory piece here, get it nice and zoomed in for you. So just a reminder, this red line shows active listings. The black lines, actually black bars, show closed sales. And then the gray bars show pending sales. So let's get started with the active listings. As you can see, we actually saw our active listings go down even further. And a couple reasons for that. Probably the number one reason is due to the surge in pendings. As you can see here on this gray bar, you actually have 392 pendings. So over 108 additional pendings month over month, which is roughly 35% or so. So that's a pretty big increase on the pending side of things. And what could you liken that to? I mean, we did have a little bit of a pullback in rates. I think our rates actually peaked right around November in terms of the 30-year fixed rate. And, they've been coming down. And I also think you have the holiday hangover is, finally done. And people are ready to get moving, So those people who might have taken a break, who would have loved to have bought a home in October or November or even December, but they were dealing with the holidays and they were dealing with rates being a little bit higher. The second the new year turned over, we've seen that they bounced back. We have seen a surge in buyer demand. The people that I'm coaching across the nation, different agents and their businesses, they've seen it. And then locally here at Own Boise, we have seen quite a few buyers pop their heads out from underneath the rocks and saying, hey, maybe we should consider buying again. So there you have it. That's what's happening with the active listing side of things. And you can see the pendings are up quite a bit. Now the closed units, that's always going to be from, typically, they're not going to match like this usually. We had 284 pendings in December and 284 closings in January. It's almost never going to match exactly like that. But typically, if it goes pending the month following, it's going to actually close. And that just so happens to be an identical number. So let's go ahead and zoom out real quick and take a look at the overall market here. One of the things we've looked at before and we haven't looked at in a little while, and if you're not zoomed in on your phone, you're just listening or something, I'll do my best to explain it. But we have months of inventory. And how we determine months of inventory, or the absorption rate, is we take the previous 12 months sold, divide that by 12. So if it was 120 homes sold and we divide that by 12, we're going to end up with 10 per month. And then we take the active listings, and let's just say there was 10 active listings at that price point, and we're selling 10 per month. We would effectively have an absorption rate, or months of inventory. We would have 1 month because we have 10 homes for sale and we sell about 10 per month. So we have 1 month of supply. Now this is pretty critical because when we're looking at pricing, this is one of the biggest determining factors of where pricing is going to go, is our months of inventory. Now, to remind a lot of you, just exactly what I'm talking about here, we have, in terms of months of inventory, what's a balanced market? A balanced market is going to be somewhere between 5 and 7 months of supply. So when we have less than 5 months supply, that's considered a seller's market. It means that, the balance is in favor of the seller because there's not as many homes available for buyers to buy, which has been really our market for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And if we go over 7 months of supply, that's considered a buyer's market because the buyers have so much to pick and choose from, and they might even be able to go and negotiate. And what's interesting is when you're looking at these different price points, and by the way, just so you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, we got a link in the section below the description, or you can just simply email your favorite owned Boise agent, and we'd be happy to share this sheet and many of the other sheets with you. We have them broken down, not just by county, but we also have new construction. We have specific areas, like if you wanted to see the North End or Northwest Meridian, or CUNA or wherever, we can get very specific on the area you want so you can only see your data. But back to this, we have all the way up until $2 million in terms of price point. We're at 2.2 months or less. In fact, if you go below 1.5 million, you can see 1.5 months of supply or less. And we have to get over 2 million just to get to a balanced market, and that's at 6.7. So it's bumping right against that buyer's market. In fact, if you were a buyer over 2 million, it's probably one of the better markets it's been here in the last few years in terms of inventory. So you got a little bit more to choose from. We're not talking about a ton. We have 19 homes, and we've only sold 34 in the last year. So that's where you get that 6.7 months of supply. So that's pretty much it in terms of those metrics on the inventory side of things. Now let's take a quick look at pricing. It's going to be super brief. As you look at the the sold price, the average historical sold price, you can see last year we ended around 609,000. As of right now, 1 month in, we've actually pulled back about $1,000. So it's pretty much flat. I haven't really seen a big change in prices. Now, this is also the sold price of the home. So it doesn't mean that home prices are going up or down specifically. It just means the price of the average home sold is going up or down. So for example, if there was less, entry-level homes available, and it was all move-up homes or luxury homes available, then we'd see our average sold price go up because we don't have the entry level available. And you can actually see that looking at the supply. If you get under, let's just say 500,000, we have less than 1 month of supply. So good news is if you're trying to sell a home that's in that lower price point, you likely still could be seeing multiple offers on that property. In fact, we've had many reports of multiple offers still happening to this point. So if you've been watching these videos for a while, I've been making predictions on where I think pricing is going, and I do still believe that we'll see pricing actually continue to fall. And the average sold price, I think, will actually come down a little bit. But in terms of your actual home's value, I do believe that will fall a little bit more as we head into the summer, and that's driven largely in part due to rates. But the demand is still there, and who knows if this is just a blip because we had a little bit of a drop in rates, or if this is another surge in demand because people are trying to get their friends and family to move to where they moved, the great Boise area, the Treasure Valley here that you've come to love and enjoy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. That's your market update for January 2023. If you have questions, if you're watching on YouTube, write them in the comments. If you have questions, ask your own Boise agent. If you don't have an own Boise agent, you should get one or at least interview one to make sure that the agent you already have is the best one for you. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes, but we want to make sure you're taken care of, and not all agents are created equal. One of our selling points on the listing side, so if you're looking to list and sell your home, we love to be able to help the buyers who are searching that property. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever called a real estate agent and they didn't answer their phone, how are buyers going to see the property if they're not able to answer it? And we do everything we can to make sure that buyer's taken care of so we can get them in your house and sell your house. And we also, get more money on average for our sellers. If you want to find out about that and how we actually get 13% more than the average agent in the MLS, well, then you should interview us to list and sell your property. So again, I'm Chase Craig with Own Boise at Keller Williams Realty Boise, and thank you so much for watching this video.